Hello, investors, and welcome back. Let's talk about SNDL. Just like yesterday when I was talking about how this could pull back about 8 to 10%, 6 to 8%. That's what you've seen happen this morning. And hopefully, for those of you that are bullish on this, and I am absolutely bullish on Sundial, especially since yesterday, late last night, they came out with an update. I'm going to cover those during this video. Everything is pretty much solidified. I don't think I've been this bullish on a company in a long time. And not only is this acquisition of Alcana most certainly definitely going through from everything that I'm reading. Now, this is not investment advice and you should do your own due diligence, but I'm telling you, this could be life-changing investment. And I believe a lot of those traders out there that have been selling under $1, they are going to realize when this announcement goes through on March 31st now, when the announcement goes through, I believe it's been through everything. We're going to take a look at all of the writing during this video. Let's get straight into it. Everything's green, and Sundial and other stocks are a little bit red, but especially this one, and I think it's a misinterpretation of what's happening. Another delay. This is being perceived by the market as another delay, but I see it as positive news, and sometimes these misinterpretations can get clarified later and be understood. But April 14th, it looks like this has been moved out as far as the earnings. So that's not coming out this evening. So some of that pre-market run-up that you could see leading into an earnings, you might be able to cost average down, really start adding to your position. If you added some at around the 70-cent range, I think that was a good bite to take today. You want to sit back, relax, let the market do what it's going to do. And if this pulls back into the 60-cent range or goes even further with legislation, progress possibly at the end of this week with the guaranteed announcement of this being completed. I believe it's guaranteed. Those are just my thoughts from what I've read. On March 31st, I believe that there is going to be a formal announcement of this acquisition, which is going to send this stock up. Then analysts are going to have to reprice this after earnings. They're going to have to look forward. It's going to get $1 compliance. I have no question by looking at the financials of what this business is going to be structured and look like. There's no doubt in my mind that it might take some time. We are in a very volatile market right now. The bond market is flashing a warning sign. A recession may be coming. And here's why. An inverted yield curve in the bond market is a distortion that has often occurred in U.S. recession. So very oftentimes, you'll have probably been hearing about this. Recession doesn't cause the stock market to stop, especially for those long-term investments. And I would say Sundial is definitely shaping itself into a long-term investment. So when this happens, the short-term bond yields exceed those of the longer-term bond yields, and that's because of all of this inflation that's happening, oil prices going up, so on and so forth with supply chain issues and whatnot. So the 2-year versus the 10-year yield on the U.S. Treasury bond is generally the most watched by economists. So this is going to spook some people out. It could cause an adjustment in the market. It's always good to remain a little bit cash on the side. And when you're cost averaging into any position, sit back and be like, you know what? I'm putting this money aside just in case something crazy happens. That way you can get that lowest cost average possible. So this week, a very important week. So the update came out. Sundial announced its anticipated closing date of the Alcana acquisition and a late filing for annual financial statements and MD&A under Canadian law. So there's some regulatory things that they have to work out. But I went to both Alcana's website and Sundial's website to be completed on or about March 31st. Now, some people are going to see this as, well, it got delayed once, it got delayed twice, it got delayed 3 times, now it's delayed again. This isn't going to happen, but right here, all regulatory requirements under the applicable provincial liquor and cannabis legislation have now been satisfied, and completion of the arrangement remains subject to only customary closing conditions as further described in the arrangement agreement. So I don't see anything holding this back. Matter of fact, I believe we're being given a date as to when they're going to officially announce that this has been completed. So I am absolutely bullish. So right here it says Sundial and Alcana have mutually agreed to the extension outside of the date for closing transaction by 1 day. So right there, I mean, it's locked in. And then right here, the company now expects fourth quarter for full year 2021 earnings on or before April 14th. So on or before, they are going to update the conference call details and provide those in an announcement that's coming out that could also move this stock price higher. And right now it's seeing that setback. Now, I've shown this multiple times, but I really want you to pay attention. For any of you out there that say this is complicated, don't understand it, I just don't really see why this 70-cent range could possibly be a buy or below. And we're going to look at the analyst price targets. But I want you to see in this screenshot right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's basically 5 columns within these 2 segments. We've got one flower segment and we've got a liquor segment. And there's 5 columns. This one column is the only one that we're recognizing in the revenue stream for Sundial right now. And within days, only days, it will encompass. Now, it could be another quarter, right? But August 2022 is that deadline for the extension to get over that $1 compliance. Right here, Nova, Ace Liquor, Liquor Depot, Wind and Beyond, all of this 150 million from here and 612 million from this section. I mean, the numbers are absolutely staggering as far as what you're getting for 70 cents. You're getting almost $1 billion, almost, of course I'm rounding up, almost $1 billion in annual sales, where it was previously about 161, or we'll even say 200. Basically, you're 5xing that in just a few days. This is all going through and getting approved. Now, I went to the SEC filings and I didn't see anything that was listed there, but I did go to Alcana and they had a pretty similar publication that was on their website. And I think it's just important to, until this is all ironed out, but this is important too. I wanted to show you this. So they've agreed to these dates to push this out, but right here, April 4th, they plan to delist the Alcana from the Toronto Stock Exchange, April 4th. So let me tell you this. March 31st, the end of this week, legislation, we've got April 4th, we've got April 14th. These next 2 weeks, I mean, stop what you're doing, do your own due diligence, make sure you look into this. Let's take a look at the analyst price targets. 4 analysts offering 12-month price forecast for Sundial growers. Median price target of 86 cents. That's a 10% increase of 78. We're much lower than that. I believe we're trading around the 70-cent range, 71 cents. Let it fall, find support, and get your lowest cost average possible. I would say if you've got 100% of your allocated spend, take about 25% of it at a time. At some of these really low levels when you get that 5 to 10% pullback, and then put some aside. Because what I would say is on March 31st, we've got one more day before this runs up. I believe that announcement should cause this stock to respond. But of course, people, investors, they see this as a delay, another delay, and uncertainty. I hope you can see the value of what's about to happen and take advantage of this confusion in the market right now. Now, I could be completely wrong about all this, but to me, it's pretty clear. And out of all the videos I've done on this channel, I don't think I've been more bullish about a company. Now, there could be better gains out there. You could find some that are going to run, but I believe SNDL is no longer a trade. This is an investment. That's all I've got. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give the video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.